There are lots of ways that Google Chrome can help you test your accessibility. If we use the Trade Me website as an example, and we right click and select this inspect option from the menu, it opens up what's referred to as developer tools. Don't worry about the code, none of that's particularly important right now. Up here, we've got a small icon which looks like a box with an arrow in the corner. If we select that, it allows us to check individual elements on our page, and we'll get accessibility information about these. For example, we see that this element is called My Trade Me, and it has the role of a link. A link is just something that takes you to another part of the web page. We also can see that it is keyboard focusable. This means that if somebody is using a screen reader, they can select that piece to get further information. We've also got information about the font that's used, the size, and the color. The little blue square indicates the color of the font that they have used, and the number after it is what's referred to as a hex code, which is just computer language for the color. This shows us that each of these elements has passing color contrast. The blue on the white background is a good enough contrast for people with low vision to be able to see the difference. However, the website also has a few failing contrast issues. So, for example, the time and the date, this piece of gray text on the white background, doesn't provide enough contrast for those with low vision. Whilst you might need technical knowledge to be able to fix these, knowing where your issues are on your website allows you to go back to your developers and know exactly where the problems are that you're hoping to fix. Another great built-in tool of Chrome is something called Lighthouse. So under these two arrows, there are some options for a few additional tools, and Lighthouse is built into the newest version of Chrome. If we select that, we get the opportunity to generate a report on any particular page. We can select a bunch of different categories and whether or not a user would be using our site on a mobile or a desktop option. When we click generate report, it goes off to check all that information for us, and we don't need to do anything. It will compare our website to the current WCAG guidelines and let us know where any of the issues are. In a perfect world, you'd want your score for accessibility to be above 90. But right now, what we've got is a pretty good score and a bunch of web places where we can make improvements. For example, there's a few images on this page that don't contain alt text. There's a few buttons on this page that don't have accessible naming. If we know these things, we know where the issues are and whether they can be corrected. Obviously, one of the best ways of using Chrome is just to search the web for lots of more information. So if you wanted to test the color contrast on your website and you found that you had some failing elements, you can open up a Chrome page, search color contrast checker, and you'll get about 500,000 options of where you can check that. One of my favorites is contrastratio.com because it's really simple. You don't need any special knowledge to understand it. You just need those hex code color names that we were talking about earlier. And it will show you whether you have a passing color code or a failing color code. This gives you the opportunity to put in different numbers so you can check and find one that works best for your users.